Hello and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton Knave. Just reading a book on Barry there, a bit about Ziggy Stardust and about how he created a fictional rock star, a fictional character. And for the first time, the rock became postmodern. That's not true because Zappa did it first with Cruising Ruben the Jets. It's not as good as Ziggy Stardust, but a collection of doo-wop songs. Next in the line of the No Commercial Potential project, these are the simpler songs. The general consensus is that these are basic doo-wop songs, although a lot of it is a bit more elaborate than some may realise. There's even little bits of Stravinsky references in there, which is pretty cool. Famously, as with We're Only It For The Money, the rhythm section was overdubbed, changing the sound of the record. Money was restored before he died. This was not, so you can get the original, but this one here, the album Cruising with Ruben and the Jets as it is now, has overdubbed rhythm section. The big question about it is it a parody? Is it just a straight collection of songs because they're fans of that genre of music? And it's not clear. It has a strange sound, partially because of some of it has the sort of weird cartoon vocals that are on We're Only It For The Money, which I'm not that much of a fan of, but a lot of them don't, and there's a sort of ghostly sound to it which makes it kind of unreal. Zappa talked about how Stravinsky's neoclassical stuff was kind of tongue-in-cheek. There was an ironic element to it, and this does have that sound, and I get the impression that the remix kind of emphasises that. What I've heard of the original mix is less so. The original mix seems to sound more like normal doo-wop songs, which I think I probably prefer, but ultimately there's just some great songs on here. What's really interesting is a couple of the songs are actually co-written by Ray Collins. I believe that's, as far as I know, the only time that happened. Obviously there must have been suggestions with arrangements occasionally, maybe on the Yellow Shark and things like that perhaps, but that's a big deal. And obviously it's because Zappa must have trusted Ray Collins' judgment with this type of music. But either way, ironic or not, they're great songs. Often when they were performed live later on, they were better. The opening song, Cheap Thrills, it's interesting how the poppy it is, if you like. It's got the cartoon vocals on there, but it just works very well. Good as an intro as well. Then we got Love of My Life. Now, Love of My Life is a really great song, but the live version from Tinseltown Rebellion is the one that really shows what a great song it is, really. I don't think the performance cuts it. Ray Collins' falsetto vocals are what they are and work better on other songs, I think, maybe. Another one, How Could I Be Such a Fool, real classic bit of doo-wop. There's 4 songs from Freak Out on here altogether. I think I probably prefer these versions to the Freak Out ones because of the sound quality. It's just a bit clearer. Deseri, same kind of thing, good. And then we got I'm Not Satisfied, another good one. Jelly Roll Gumdrop, there's real pop to that. Nothing wrong with that. That's great, you know, and it shows that you can do it when you wanted to do it. I wouldn't listen to it more than a couple of times, but good. Maybe as an intro to Zappa. But then again, if that's your intro to Zappa, I'm not sure there'd be much point in going any further. Maybe. Anything, one of the best things on there, I think. Nice and slow. There is a perfect sax solo on there. It is perfect. It's worth listening to the whole song just for the sax solo. Brilliant. Later That Night, good song. You Didn't Try to Call Me, another bit of stuff from Freak Out, again, it's better. Fountain of Love, one of the best things on there, I think. There's a little bit of Stravinsky at the end of this. It just goes do 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 do. It's just the little intro at the start of Rite of Spring. I wouldn't have known that was there unless I read it, but brilliant. No, good. Not much to say about that one. Then we got a slow version of Any Way the Wind Blows. There's less pop in there. This is much more R&B, authentic doo-wop R&B stuff, rather than the sort of pop sound on Freak Out, and I think it works better like that. Controversial possibly, don't know. And ending with Stuff at the Cracks, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's a nice oddity. It's an interesting listen. It's not something you start with, but you know, it's a good album. See you next week.